Before we get started, I just want to point some things out. We are going to be talking about some pretty tough stuff, and I think some of you might probably want to hear. There's going to be a lot of hard things to talk about, but I'm just going to tell you all what's been going on. Okay, so hey everybody, it's me, Joe. Um, we I have something to tell you all. It's about the Cluetuber community. The Cluetuber community has been going through lots of stuff lately, and I will tell you why. There are lots of people that are rotten to the bone. There are people that want to hurt you, want to be mean to you. There are lots of people that are trying to destroy friendships, destroy destroy lots of great projects that some Cluetubers work on. I'm I'm here to tell you all from my side of the story, and I'm also going to be reading some posts as well from some of my friends and what they have to say about the Cluetuber community. And I'm also going to be mentioning some people that I used to work with uh, in the community, but then turned out to be not who we expected. So I'm afraid to do this, but I gotta do this. First off, I want to read a post from my very good friend Ryan Boyd, aka Colloquial 9 Productions, and I'm going to tell you all uh, his side of what's been going on. So here we go. This is Ryan Boyd's post on the Cluetuber community. So, you know what, I don't normally do posts like this, as I keep a good far distance from this community. But this is gonna be the only time I'm going I'm gonna just say it and address it. Now, I know not everyone is gonna agree with this option that I'm about to share, and if you're entitled to your opinion, I won't judge or look differently at you for it for it. But I do not like, and most importantly, I keep my far distance from the Cluetuber community, which is a pretty smart thing to do. I'm gonna point that out. That was a good move, Ryan. That's a good move, Ryan. I regret half of my associations with those people, not all though. And I wish I can go back to 2021 and warn myself not to associate with that community from the very beginning. Half of that community is toxic, selfish, cause constant drama, drag people like myself into their business, and so much more. Now, not everyone is like this. If you're if you're reading this, you know who you are, and thank you for being not one of them, and most importantly, being a close friend of mine. But seriously, I am so done with that community, and I wish I never associated myself with both the community and half of the people who are a part of it. There's no Cluetubers. It's just basically YouTubers like you and I who do and only do Blues Clues content. Now, sure, it's fair that I myself do I don't know this word, accusational blues BC content, as I have made some fan made content of my from on my channel, from how to draw to even skits with friends that I know from the community who are good people and not like the other 95% of the people that there, but not all of the time of my content varies as my interests go from that to Barney and even Thomas. So, yeah, I've done my fair share in content, but not all the time. I've distanced myself from the community as far back as 2024 due to toxicity and drama that some of the members caused while still keeping tabs here and there on certain members who I saw as part of the community, but who I look up to and respect. You, me, Ryan, all the way. But today, the last straw came when when a close friend of mine left my private Discord server over bringing up the topic of them in the chat yesterday. Today, I am done, and while I still make BC content in the future, heck, I'm part of my friend JFC Productions channel as the voice of Spike for Christ's sakes. I'm only gonna be associated with friends with BC members who aren't trouble and drama free. And I wish I can make a whole documentary and go through each reason why this community is so troublesome, but I'm not the type of person who calls out people individually and throws them under the bus. So I won't go further. And look, do you want good BC content creators who you should really look up to and subscribe to? I have made a few friends who are die-hard fans of the show, who love BC as much as I do. These include the following. Go sub to them if you haven't already. Anyways, that's my TED Talk, and I thank you. Well, that was Caloric 9 Productions post on the Cluetuber community. And everything that was in that post is true. Now, the next post I'm going to read is from, to a really good Cluetuber friend of mine. His name is Drew Wells. Drew and I, we've been through a lot together, and he's a good friend of mine. But now I'm going to read his post. This is his final message to the Cluetuber community. This community is absolutely nothing but a mixed bag of people. On one hand, you have people who want to show love and appreciation to a show they have fondness of, but on the other hand, you have a group of people who are nothing but creeps, idiotic, foolish, and just completely brain dead. Of course, any show or movie has a fandom of these of those kinds of sites. However, I think the major factor of what really got me is how many lengths those people have made. Like following the wrong crowd, defending such things as like such things like I can't spell this word, but I'll just go right to the other one. Defending such things as racial profiling, AI slop, and with all of that, it makes the community look bad and gives it a bad name. Of course, we can blame the physical media community all we want, but even outside of that, there's still plenty of people who act empty-headed. I'm not going to say who I'm referring to, but I do know who I'm pointing fingers at. What saddens me about this is how a lot of these victims are part of the autism spectrum. I understand that not everyone is on the same level of the spectrum, and I can think more differently than others. However, it doesn't excuse bad behavior, and most of them are grown adults who should know from right to wrong, causing an absolute downward spiral to what seems like on purpose. And the people who are defending the the lunch, the lacy, the legacy are just baffling to me. And as of May 14, 2026, I have officially decided to step down from the community. I feel like this is the best decision to make for my well-being and my emotions. I'm still gonna be active on YouTube and other socials, and I'm still gonna be working on Blue's Clues Drew's Take, but I never wish to enter or cross paths with that side of the community. Never again. Please do not include me in any more conversations about this. I want to just distance myself from everything that is currently happening to everyone who has still supported me or has ever seen one of my videos. I appreciate you sticking around and hope you all can understand where I'm going with this and wish everyone a great day. Take care. So that was Drew's chat. That was Drew's post on the Cluetuber community, and it was good. I don't know what to do. This is me talking. I don't know what to do with all of this. Uh, to be exact, I wish there was something that I could do, but you can't really fix everything, unfortunately. I'm just gonna pull this up a little closer. To tell you all the truth, myself, I do not. I never wanted to become a Cluetuber. I was just someone that wanted to show how great how great I was at at acting, performing, and everything else. To tell you all the truth, Blue's Clues was the whole reason that I wanted to start an acting career. And when I first heard about Blue's Clues getting a reboot, I wanted to audition really badly, but I was too young. I really wanted. I I couldn't get into it. As much as a Blue's Clues fan that I am, I didn't. I don't think I had the what it takes. That's why. That's why I created Specs Clues. And also, I want to show my my hosting skills because I understand because if I couldn't be a host of Blue's Clues, then I might as well have to join the people of the internet and make a show of my own. I mean, there are some people that I do want to mention that I think were fantastic Cluetubers. Well, actually, people that make great Blue's Clues content, not Cluetubers, just people that make great Blue's Clues content. I'm probably going to regret seeing this first one, but I'm going to start off with the very first one that I that I first felt that I first loved watching. It was created by the legendary Josiah O'Keefe, and his show. He doesn't like to talk about it as much because I think it was probably because he just doesn't like to be reminded about it. But he was the creator of SpongeBob's Clues, and I myself I loved the show, just all of it. I mean, he did fantastic with the with his SpongeBob voice, and I and he does great animation. He designs almost lots of amazing things. But I kind of see where he's coming from with stopping, because it was to keep a series going. It's not as easy as it looks, and I've been such a fan of Josiah's work, and it to tell you all the truth, it was one of the reasons that I wanted to create Spike's Clues, because he was Josiah was my inspiration. His show, SpongeBob's Clues, was my inspiration to do Spike's Clues. But it was, and to tell you all the truth, from what I can remember, he was the first subscriber on JFC Productions. And if I could, if I could, if I could get, if I could do something to help Josiah with some stuff, I would do anything to help him out with anything. Because to tell you all the truth, Josiah, he he feels like a celebrity to me. And I he's currently working on a new uh, fan fan series, BC fan series called Wax's Clues, which is a well, it's not really a show. It's more like him just doing how to draw videos. I mean, Josiah, if you're watching this, my my full on respect to you, man. And I, you know how much I love your work. And to tell you all the truth, he's helping us with Spike's Clues as well. I, I think that I think he really is like the greatest content creator that I could ever know. Another great friend, another content creator that I know who also has done BC content. You may know him. He's my best friend, Isaiah Smith. Now, Isaiah, we go way back, and we've been together for a long time, and we're pretty much both on the same pages about lots of things. But to lose my best friend, which technically it's not going to happen, I wouldn't know what. I wouldn't be anywhere without Isaiah. In fact, if it if it weren't for Isaiah, Isaiah was the whole reason that I met Color Clear 9 Productions. Lots of great people. Um, Allison Clark, um, uh, Stephanie the TV girl, Kristen Gironda, um, the man, one of the greatest content, one of the greatest BC content creators who also works on Blue Moon Productions. Dave, or that guy walking by, Dave. He's a legend to me as well, and we both have so much in common too. Oh man, and James out and James as well. Uh, I I only call I mention James sometimes as I don't know how to pronounce his last name, But James, if you're listening out there, you're on the good list too, man. And of course, he's not a BC content creator, but he's one of my good friends, and his name is Ryan O'Sullivan. Ryan O'Sullivan is an absolute terrific animator. He's worked on book. He's worked on He's worked on some drawings. He's now writing books. I'm I'm literally jealous at him because he does so much more great work than I could ever do. If I could have Brian O'Sullivan be a guest star on Spike's Clues, I think it would be awesome. Also, I would also like to point out one of my other good friends, Jalen Glover. Jalen, if you're watching this, man, you are you're also on the good list too, man, because I wouldn't you've been by my side no matter what, and I really appreciate that. Also, I would also like to point out uh, another great content creator. He's also a legend in my book. Jason Pleasant, aka My Jazzy Mac. Now, he's done a lot of he's done some Blues Clues content, but he's also a famous musician, and he's done great videos with Barney and Friends and Doodle Bops. Man, this guy is like the king. He is the the main leader of play-alongs, and that's what got me into doing play-alongs too, with Ryan with Caloric Layer 9 Productions. And I just want I'm just gonna read this little comment. Uh, on the other hand, I don't think I can because it's gone. All right, so if Dave just put a comment in one of the in the comment in the side chat, so feel free to read it as well. I will get to that as well, and yes, okay. Now, so I'm going to continue reading another 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 post from one of my Cluetuber friends. Oh, I forgot to mention this guy as well. Dragon Ball Z and Blue's Clues Fanatic 2, as I like to call him, Danny 100. Danny, we've been through a lot together, and tell you the truth, I could never find another funnier friend than you. To tell you the truth, if it were up to, since it's up to me, because if it were possible, if we ever do Spike's Book Nook or like library videos, I would have you be my Marley for the librarian, because I think you would be perfect. Not just because that I don't get to hear your voice that very much, but I think you would deserve to be on Spike's Clues, at least a part of it, even though you do. Tell you all the truth, in the past, Danny Danny 100, he's actually made some credits for Spike's Clues, and he does a great job at it. All right, so but let me go ahead and read Danny's comment. This is probably going to be pretty hard, but here we go. This is what Danny has to say. If you have not read Caloric Layer 9 Productions post yet, please do so. I want to address something I've been sitting on for a while regarding the Blues Clues YouTube community, often referring to as Cluetube. Over time, I've noticed a pattern of behavior in parts of the community that has made it increasingly uncomfortable and at times geniusly unsafe. This includes repeat incidents of harassment, sexualized behavior towards characters, racism, and constant drama between creators and users. This isn't about everyone in the community, but there are recurrent issues that keep showing up and making the space difficult to be part of in a healthy way. I personally experienced harassment, including being called racial slurs, and even after providing proof, the situation wasn't properly addressed by some members of the community. That lack of accountability and has been discouragingly discouraging. There have been there have also been multiple situations brought to attentions involving inappropriate behavior towards others in the community. Some of these situations involve serious allegations of sexual harassment, and the response of certain community figures were dismissive or overly defensive despite evidence being presented. That kind of reaction only makes things worse and discourages people from speaking up. Another issue I've seen is the normalization of inappropriate content involving creators who are clearly minors in canon, which raises which raises serious concerns about boundaries and content safety in a fandom that is originally meant to be for kids. On the top of that, there's been a growing use of AI generated content that inserts real people from around the world into Blue's Clues related media in ways that feels invasive and inappropriate regardless of intent. This creates confusion about consent, un- likeness rights, and the direction the community is heading. It also blurs lines that probably shouldn't be blurred, especially in a children's media space. Because of all of this, I need to take a step back from identifying strongly with this community. I will still create Blues Clues related content and support friends and collaborators I've worked with, but it will no longer be one my my first focus, my number one focus, and I no longer want to be heavily associated with the Cluetube label. Going forward, I'm going to pri- pri- prioritize other projects and communities that feel healthier for me creatively, including content from Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Marvel, The Owl House, Regular Show, and etc. This isn't meant to start more drama or target individuals of harassment. I'm speaking from my own experience and observation, and I just want to be honest about why I no longer wish to be called a Cluetuber or no longer wish to be a part of the Cluetube community. I'm hoping for a healthier environment overall, even if I'm not directly part of it anymore. If you can please support these Blues Clues content creators, they are content creators I feel safe around and enjoy being with. So that was Danny 100, aka Dragon Ball Z and Blues Clues Fanatic 2. The next post I'm going to be reading is from CJ Cool 2020 Productions. And CJ says, if you haven't gotten a chance to read Color 9 Productions' recent post, I suggest you check it out. I'm going to explain a bit about my behalf on what's been happening recently. That community that's been around for a long time, it's not really funny anymore. It's full of drama, toxically, and negativity. I'm never involved with the Cluetuber community, and there is no Cluetuber. With that said, I vow never again to be in contact with those who get into drama or anything negative on that community again. Going forward, I will continue my involvement with the Roleplay Wiggles. By the way, they're a great band, great trippy band, as well as other projects I will be focusing on at the time. Feel free to support my fellow great content creators. All right, now I'm moving on to another post. This post is written by a friend that I've mentioned earlier, Tristan Duranda, aka TKG Productions. Going now. And Tristan writes, the Cluetuber community is messed up. Like there always has to be back and forth between people and causing problems and not being respectful to other people. Moving forward, I will officially not be in the community anymore and doing my own thing. Thank you for reading. And that was my friend Tristan's. All right, there's just one more there's just one more post that I want to write. I want to read, and then I will go on and tell you all some stories of what's been going on with me in the Cluetuber community. This is his last name, Kephart. James Kep. This post is from James Kephart, aka James Kephart Home Entertainment. And let's see what he writes. He writes, "Hey everyone, James here. Have I have an announcement to make. There's been so much drama in the Blues Clues community, especially the Cluetuber community recently. So because I saw the post, Color 9 Productions mentioned me, and check it out if you haven't already. And to express how I feel about the community, I will no longer address myself as a Cluetuber, but just simply as in the community. Here are some Blues Clues friends of mine that I mostly feel comfortable with." Okay. Now, if y'all, that was James. Now, a friend of mine just gave me a call, so I'm just going to step out so I can read this. So I'll be right back. Okay, so uh, I've recently got someone on the phone. Uh, he is he's also he's one of the clue to he's one of my friends that I he's one of my closest friends, and he's also the co-creator of Spike's Clues, and also he's the new voice of Spike, and he wants to share some of his story his a few words with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ryan Boyd, aka Clark Leonard Productions. You're on, Ryan.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I wanted to call in on this live stream just to go over a couple things real quick, especially since there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat. But yeah, if you notice like a lot of posts going around, especially my post, yeah, like yeah, long story short, like we're taking a stance. Like we are done with this community of Cluetubers, and most of us are starting to speak out about it. I made a long post earlier on my community tab, Cluetuber community. Not gonna go into specifics, not gonna go into names, but there is a lot of people in this fucking community that are just outright so freaking toxic, and that includes especially people that some of us, like Joe and I, have associated for like a long freaking time. And there's so many examples of certain Cluetubers who've done like very like outright creepy things. One story that I will explain here live, and I honestly don't care if this person outs me out because he did this to himself. But I feel like it's supposed to be mentioned here. And that person who I'm talking about is actually someone who was in the live chat of Joe's birthday stream on Monday on his YouTube channel, and I'm talking about Harry Rollis. Because many of you may not know this, but a couple years ago on one of Rocco's live streams back in probably I think it was 2022, Cole Howells, who used to do Blues Clues videos, doesn't really do much Blues Clues stuff anymore, but we still call him like an honorable member doing Blues Clues stuff. But anyway, Cole DM'd me a while ago. I don't know when, but it was a while ago. Of a stream from Rocco's in 2022, where at the time Cole was 12 years old, not a teenager yet, and still technically is still a minor. But in a stream in 2022, there was a stream where Cole, who was 12 at the time, Harry made a sexualized joke against him. And it was not a great joke. I'm not going to repeat the joke, but let's just say Cole got very angry at the joke. And yeah. And Harry's response was to shut down and completely do all that. But that's a prime example of like jokes like that. And I even talked about it with some of my friends earlier. Like, maybe I know lots of people may look up to Harry, but honestly, like, Harry's a creepy person. I'm gonna be flat out honest. I've known him for honestly, like being around the guy, he's freaking creepy. Another person who, thankfully, I'm not friends with. I don't associate myself with him. Never had any interactions with him, but I know him because I've heard so much about him through like documentaries and all that. But Red Flaren, not going to reveal this person's name, but a person reached out to me earlier today to reveal that Red had groomed this person, who is a minor. I'll tell Joe this. I'll tell you after this, Joe, behind the scenes of who it is. But yeah, a person behind the scenes told me that Red was groomed. And mind you, the person who came forward to me about this is 15, and Red is in his 20s. So the fact that he's doing this to minors is absolutely messed up. But that's just two prime examples, of how toxic this community is. And honestly, and even people in the freaking live chat, I'm calling out too. Freaking, where is he? Yeah, Victor, I see you in the comments. Yeah, bro, listen, you calling me out in your freaking little attack video on freaking Autistic Marvel, that's fucked up. Because I don't want to be involved in your shit. And secondly, you and Rocco are both at fault. Because I'm not taking sides. Also, another person in the comments, Toloni, you like to call people by the N-word. Especially white people.
I've noticed that too.
Like, you were a fan of mine, dude. And honestly, I thought you were cool, but after, I will give Autistic Marvel the benefit of the doubt. I'm kind of, I'm glad he spoke about this on his channel. So I'll give, Autistic Marvel the benefit of the doubt here, even though he also has had problematic stuff in the past. But, that is something I will give Autistic Marvel the benefit of the doubt. But, bro, you freaking making those, saying the N-word and all that, that's effed up. No one is going to associate with you after this. And I've seen your community tabs too. Not subscribed to you, but I look at your community tabs and you're crying about getting caught and all that. Well, guess what, dude? That's on you. You should never have said that. That is one thing I will agree with Autistic Marvel is, you should never have said that. And blah, blah, blah. And everything else. And trust me, there is a... Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, Dave wrote in the comments. Yeah, to this day, Cole is still a minor. He's still a minor. And yeah, if Harry or spoiler alert, his real name is Thomas, was still around, he made a similar joke again. Yeah, he would have been in jail. So right on, Dave. But yeah. It's just, those are just prime examples, people, of of everything these Cluetubers have done to me. I've distanced myself from this community, but there was a time where I would get updates pretty much from everybody on all ends on a bunch of shit that people would do. And that goes with Rocco, Victor, TJ, JT, Joseph Lacombe, to those wondering. But, but he's only done, Joseph's done only a few controversial stuff, but whatever. It's not about him. It's not just about him. Yeah, just a lot of people. And I'm not here to individually call people out. I'm just saying and also like I said in my post, not every single person, not every single Blues Clues content creator is horrible. There are good people out there, like Joe, for example, and Isaiah Smith and Dave and a bunch of other people. But there is a 95%. There's 95% of this community are, and I hate to say it here live, they're idiotic children. Idiotic adult children.
I'm going with you on that one. I said I'm going with you on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave said it. Dave is, you're absolutely right, Dave. Getting toxic to all you problematic Cluetubers out there. Take by Dave's example. Think before you act, and people, because, and we're not just talking about current issues. We're talking about past incidents. Maybe actually try to be a good person and before we, yes, the idiot children phrase from FETC 72A. Yeah. Yeah, that's another person. Yeah, Brandon Hosky.
Oh, don't get me started with him.
Yeah, Brandon Hosky, Dan Sobel.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't care if that guy calls me out. I don't freaking care. Because all he's going to say is, because honestly, and this is what Dan's going to say, everyone. Dan's just going to throw a fit, and he's just going to say, how dare you call me out? I take you're grounded. Yeah, that's him in his idiotic child state. And I get it. He's autistic, but that doesn't excuse that he does horrible crap like that.
Can I just point something out, if that's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Tell y'all the truth. Someone came up, asked Donovan Patton, the person that played Joe, to make a cameo, telling Dan Ensemble to ground him, and I think it really worked, because I haven't heard from that Dan Ensemble guy for a while. Yeah, I think the reason why Dan retreated from the internet is because much bigger YouTubers started making all these documentaries about him, and including like past incidents that he's done. And trust me, guys, I can tell you all the stuff that Dan's done. Like he's done so much worse than this, so much worse. And also, like Taloni, there were incidents where he was racist too. But trust me, he's done so much here because, that's not going to get into that field. But, and again, it's not just about him. But, yeah. But I think the reason why he's mostly retreated is because, a bunch of bigger YouTubers made all these documentaries about him, and I think honestly, like, he's scared. He's scared that he's gonna get attacked. Which really, it's not attacks, it's factual evidence. We're showing the world who you really are and what you did. And honestly, I praise these individuals who made these documentaries about him. And honestly, there should be there should be a documentary about the whole Cluetuber community itself and how toxic and how awful they are. Because there's so much that I wish, honestly, I can share here. And not just from experience, but from looking at it itself. But again, I'm not going to attack everybody. I'm just here to say my side of things. And if you read my post earlier, again, I'm not going to, that's not who I am. I'm not someone who starts drama and starts crap like that, I'm saying it from experience and all that. But yeah, it is what it is, but I just don't condemn what these people have done, And again, there's even examples in the freaking, comment section, like Victor. Like, sorry, dude. Also, you're part of the problem. And freaking Talani, you're also part of the problem because you were caught being a racist. I'm going on the same page with Ryan, Taloni. I'm not believing all the shit that you I'm not believing all the shit that you say. I know what happened. Yeah, and
And Autistic Marvel, again, in the video, he shared full proof evidence. There's evidence out there. And again, giving that dude the benefit of the doubt by calling you out. Not because you deserve to be called out, but because, it teaches everyone, yourself included, that racism is rigged up, wrong, and you can lose people due to that. Let alone, yeah, we'll stay at that. And I hope this teaches everyone out there, do not be a racist. Don't be a racist like Talani.
You should never be that. If I can recall, we follow people that have different colored skin. Some people that are really amazing people, and some, but now some, and there are some people that just don't listen to that. We are people that follow. We are people that follow these people, don't we, Ryan?
Yeah, and Dave actually makes a point in the comments. Domeless, yeah, he left because of this crap.
See?
He left the Blues Clues. He used to be in the Blues Clues community, but he left because of this crap. Because of the Cluetuber community. And that's the other thing I want to mention too. There's no Cluetuber community.
Not anymore.
No. Cluetubers are people who solely make Blues Clues content. Now, like I said in my post, I do admit my share of Blues Clues content, yes. I've made some how to draw videos. I did some skits with my friend. A Cluetuber? Fuck no. I do various different types of content. Blues Clues, Barney, Thomas. I do a variety of content. Do I love Blues Clues? Absolutely. I'm a big fan of the show. But I'm not as dedicated as these other people are, which I'm not saying, you should be. If you're a diehard Blues Clues fan and you love that, you're entitled to your own opinion. Be it. Rocco, he's a freaking Blues Clues fan. He has his whole room's made out of Blues Clues, but I don't judge him for that. That's just who he is. And Blue Gamer, awesome guy. Who, by the way, freaking incredible guy. Definitely go subscribe to him. Has a shelf full of Blues Clues stuff.
He's like the Blues Clues king. I mean, he's got all the blues. He's met all three hosts like 2 or 3 times. And by the way, Blue Gamer is definitely one of the good. Is definitely one of the good. Is definitely one of the good Blues Clues content creators out there. Definitely check him. But yeah. I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. Also, my throat is very scratchy. Yeah. I know how you feel, Ryan. My throat's a little scratchy as well. Yeah. Dave. Yeah. Dave is right. Navon was screwed over a bunch of times over the years. See what this can happen. See, this is what happens to good people like us. We can get seriously hurt, just and we can get made fun of. We can get racist comments about things, and sorry, we just had a bit of a minor glitch. But on to that, I'm just going to point some stuff out. Actually, Ryan's still on the line, but we also have another friend joining in. And he's worked on Blue Moon Productions. I'll put him on right now. Here he is. It's Dave McConnell, aka that guy walking by. Dave? Are you there, man? Oh, hold on. Let's see here. I'm just having a bit of a. Here we go. Dave, are you there?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Dave wanted to jump in on this conversation too.
Absolutely. Dave, welcome to JFC. We're here. Um, Somehow I can't seem to hear him.
Hold on, let me. I got it. Let me DM him.
Okay. Oh, he just went out. Okay, he's back.
Oh, there we go. Wait.
Oh, now I hear you.
Now we can hear you. Okay, cool. Okay, there we go. And by the way, to everyone out there, Dave has a lot more examples than than I can really give out, and he's even made a statement. Well, not really a statement, but he shared my posts and everything, and he said he actually has something big coming out soon because of this. But anyways, Dave, the floor is yours, my bro.
All right. Dave, we can hear you. Can we hear? Can you hear yourself on the live stream?
I don't actually have a way to watch the live stream at the moment, but I'm sure the. Hold on, let me check on my end. I'll check on my end. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, say something. Something. Oh yeah, yep, you're coming. Yay! You're coming.
All right, Dave, you're on.
Cool. All right, but no, like I've been saying in the chat, it's not about who coined the term. It's not about who started it all. It's not about any of that. It's the fact that this happens, and it seriously needs to fucking stop. For God's sake, this is a fandom for a children's show.
Exactly.
We were all taught better than this. Even the ones who are slower than hell, no offense, can get what I'm saying here. And apparently, some of you, Talani, cannot.
Here.
Also, people claiming like freaking, I think it's Marvel stuff, Cluetubers. I find that very hard to believe. I'm sorry. Y'all, I've been in the. Do y'all know who I am? If you know the Jasper McCulley lore, if you know the That Guy Walking By lore, you know that I didn't start as That Guy Walking By. I started as Jasper McCulley in 2009. Yeah, me? You want to talk about... Yeah. Me, along with another couple of YouTubers, Radioactive... I'm sorry, Jake. I gotta do this, man. I'm sorry, Jake. But Radioactive Husky and Headache 290. Brandon Husky was in there, too, trying to steal our thunder. But that was the only threat that we really had to worry about. Then he started acting up, and we all moved away from him. And now look at us. Fucking 20 years later, nearly. And we're dealing with the same shit cycle, but with more people. And the sad thing is, a lot of these people, Brandon's my age. Brandon and I were born the same year, just a few months apart. A lot of you, actually, all three of us were born just simply a few years apart. But that's not the point. The point is, we have people starting shit here who are younger than the COPPA rules allow. We have people starting shit here who are young enough to not even know who the fucking voice of Faith was at the time of Blue's Clues premiering. We got people in here who don't even know who Faith is because they didn't even watch Blue's Clues on a fucking VHS tape. Then you got me over here documenting it all. I watch every single one of you people. May not do, but I watch every single one of you. I see all your actions. I see all your posts. I'm seeing all of your socials. And now, this in a Discord server I'm in, someone has left, and I don't want to be a part of this anymore because of all this. And we've been fighting for this person to stay in the server. Because this person makes us happy. This person makes our lives better. Yeah. Guys that are fucking this up for him. It's the actions of you guys that are taking a toll on his mental health. And he doesn't even talk to you motherfuckers. Yeah. I have a private Discord server to those who don't know. And this individual, whose name I'm not going to reveal, left my server earlier because of Cluetubers. And I will admit, on our end, we mentioned it at some point last night. Not intentionally, but it just came out of thought. But we found out that was a trigger for him. And this morning, I found out he left, and I had to. But we've resolved it now. He's back in the server. And I'm not going to reveal this dude's name, but I will say this: it is someone who used Rocco, used to be in his streams, and it's thanks to Tristan Geronda that I got to be friends with him, and to this day, he's one of my closest friends. So to see him suffer through all this is bullshit. It's bullshit, and it's not right, and it's, again, not everybody's fault. Like, not every single Blues content creator out there is horrible, but 95% of you are at fault at this. And it's, if you, honestly, if you want to say, like, let's play for a second. Let's say, oh yeah, here we are, Cluetuber community. You want the founder of the Cluetuber community? Dave. Dave's the founder. Not freaking Rocco. Not freaking Autistic Marvel. Dave is the fucking OG. And sure, some of these people may be able to create better content than me, but that's because I maintain a personal life outside of the internet. Do some of you people? I'm going to leave that to the chat to answer, because obviously, of course, for people here, Joe, Rye, Navon, Drew, even, for fuck's sake, Danny. I'm blanking. But to the good people, don't take offense to this, please. Because, if anything, you should have a say in this too. 9 times out of 10, there's been something that you've seen that maybe we missed. Maybe there's something a post that somebody made that was even worse than some racial slurs or some pedophilia or grooming. Trust me, even with not just people, but like I've seen documentaries made about some of these YouTubers. Like, for example, like freaking Dan Sobel. When I saw that documentary about him, there were some things in there that I didn't know about him that I found out for the first time, and some of them were absolutely disturbing, which makes me so happy I never associated myself with him. Because trust me, if you think like Dan Sobel being like a racist is bad, you are not prepared for the worst crap I found out through this documentary. It goes so much worse. The rabbit hole goes so deep. It's horrible, and I can't believe that he continued doing content for this long. I'm glad he's not on the internet right now, but you just never know. He could come back. It's, yeah. And let me just say one more thing.
Go ahead, Dave.
In regards to, like, the whole racism thing, okay, you all have seen me. I'm white, okay? But, Joe, just out of curiosity, who Who is the second host of Spike's Clues?
Isaiah Smith. And do you know why it's Isaiah Smith? Because I picked him. Because he's my best friend.
More to that decision than Joe picking him. Joe felt as if Isaiah was fit for the role. And you want to call Batman the N-word? You got to pick a fight with not only me, but also and Rye. Yeah, I was gonna say, Talani, you're basically saying you're not just attacking white people, you're attacking your own kind. And that also means, even if not intentionally, you're attacking my friend Isaiah, because he's black. I have many black friends. Isaiah Smith's a black man. My fucking friend Jason Pleasant, my Jazzy Mac, is a black man. Jalen Glover.
Jalen Glover, exactly. What about Zaria Gavin? And Cass?
Yeah, black woman. Black woman, exactly.
And let me just point this out, everybody.
Put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes. They're probably getting the N-word slurred to them every fucking day. I can't speak on behalf of them, but just imagine that for a second. How would that make you feel?
Exactly. How would that make you feel? Huh?
Pretty horrible.
Yeah.
Pretty horrible.
You would not. You probably wouldn't. Couldn't sleep for a whole rest of your life, or be respected by other people if they found out that you've been doing this. And after all this, they're all gonna know.
Yeah, I know. And now you've lost my respect of being a fan, and I don't want to associate with you. And you can go ahead and make it. In fact, hold up. And you know what's funny, Talani? 29 minutes ago, you made a community post saying, so remember I got banned from the Cluetuber community? So I saw a lot of posts about it because of the drama and bullying. So I decided to stay away from it. But I'm still a Cluetuber, and I will still be making Blue's Clues video. It's understandable to be making Blue's Clues related content, because half of it is archival footage. Let's be real.
Exactly.
The VHS hobby, or the physical media community, backlogging TV is a lot of it, including, and Blue's Clues has had a predominant history on Nickelodeon. It was Nickelodeon's biggest franchise for a decade. And we're still uncovering lost media for it to this day.
Yeah.
So,
and not to mention the fact that Nickelodeon now, it's getting rid of Blue's Clues and You, just all of it, just for Paw Patrol, which I think it's a terrible thing. No disrespect to people that love Paw Patrol, but
right when we started to get inclusion, they canned it right when we started to get inclusion. This is sort of off topic, but it's actually a bit funny that Joe said Paw Patrol, because they just renewed it today for seasons 14 and 15, and I'm not joking.
you have
Literally giving it the SpongeBob treatment. You're milking it dry. Listen, I may not be a big SpongeBob person as I was back then, though, but oh man, are they milking that? They're milking that franchise dry. But I don't hate it though, and I love Paw Patrol. And let's take a look at that community, shall we? Do we see any of this coming from the Paw Patrol community? Do we see any of this coming from the Wiggles community? Do we see any of this coming from the fucking, I don't know, the Thomas community where Domeless retreated to? where you guys chased him up to?
How do you have to say about that, huh?
Community, some people, and the Thomas community, definitely some people. There was actually a content creator there that I looked up to for a very long time that was actually recently outed out as an actual pedophile. Oh. And it even went on the news too, and they revealed his full name. But I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole separate thing from what we're talking about. But yeah, the community can be toxic at times too.
All right.
But yeah.
All right. Right now, I just wanted to I wanted to talk about some of the stuff that I just went through during the Cluetuber community, and all these are real stories. And Dave, Brian, you're welcome to listen if you want to.
Yeah, I'll listen. So
all right. Now, all right. This is gonna be hard to this is gonna be hard for me to say all this, but I'll find the right words to say it all. I've been fooled by lots of people, and some people, some people, you may think that are the nicest, are the greatest people. They're not who you think they are. I've recently uploaded some Blue's Clues fan art, and a Cluetuber commented on some of my artwork because my artwork is, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good from what I can say. But this content creator, he's racist, and his name is Alexander Beck. And to mention the fact he has been really rotten to 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 Dragon Ball Z and Blue's Clues Fanatic 2, and it was he's one of the reasons why he hates Blue's Clues New Season 6, which I don't blame him. Look, we can all agree we all don't like the talking clues, but there are some things in Blue's Clues Season 6 that we do like. But but because of Alex, that he heard Danny, and that's why I haven't talking with him, but I'm also but now I've been saying before all this sorry, before all this, I I have stayed away from him because of all his rotten actions. Then after all the Blue's Clues content I posted on DeviantArt, he started getting involved in it, and now I just been my friends had to, my real friends, they reminded me why he's rotten to the bone. And
yeah, and this is a prime example for anyone who looks up to any content creator, even like ones you really like. You can deny it all you want, and you can try to, try to see the good in them. But at the end of the day, you have to face reality and just see like they're not good people.
Once a person's true colors have been shown, it is hard to put those rose-colored glasses back on and see the same way again.
Yeah.
And believe me, a lot of you still have your rose-colored glasses on and have not taken them off yet.
It took me a while to take off my rose-colored glasses when I heard all the shit about freaking Rocco. I mean, I wish Rocco the best, and I think he's a great content creator, but he's not a good person.
no.
And I think he involves himself in a lot of drama, and I think he does a lot of things to try to protect his image.
He's a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with Rocco. Something I'll also reveal is Rocco used to be in my server my private server, and I have a rule in my server where no one is allowed to take screenshots of my stuff unless they give me consent. Rocco broke that rule. And because of that, he caused unnecessary drama. Conversations we had behind people's backs were leaked that were not supposed to be out there because those were our opinions. And yeah, because of him, we got attacked by a lot of people.
Not to mention, that's part of how the Harry Rawless Cole Howells incident happened was because of Rocco. And that's why to this day Cole is such a big part of not only Rise, like the whole universe, because he's like one of the main editors as well as me, but he's also now a part of, I hate to do self-promo here, but he's now also a part of the Dave Cave, and he's doing stuff for me as well. So Cole, while still a minor, is genuinely a great kid. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He's very mature, and while he's been through a lot, he's at least learned a lot from it. Another person who's put in freaking crap, Victor, put him through so much crap. I forgot about Victor. Oh my god. Those two hate each other, and I've been on Cole's side 100% from day one. And yeah.
Can I?
Because Cole, someone who I trust. He's awesome.
He is awesome. Tell you the truth, he's one of the whole. Cole is one of the reasons why we have really great comedy in the Discord server. I mean, he's the one that created the "you had one job" thing. Yeah. Okay, now I just want to talk about another person. All right, I just want to talk about another person. This is gonna be this is kind of a bit of a tough one, but I hope you guys don't mind if I do. Okay. Thank you. All right, so everybody, if you are familiar with Danny Flores, you may think that he is really a nice guy, but like they always say, once you take your rose glasses off, you're gonna see what he really is. I've had word from all my friends, and do you know what they told me? Danny's a pervert. I recently talked with my friend Stephanie. Well, actually, first I got the message from Isaiah saying go into our drama server, and then that's when I got the that's when Stephanie, the TV girl, just told us everything, and I was like, how could this happen? I I've literally I've literally known Danny for like half of a year, and all of a sudden, now this happened, and I tried to fix it, but I almost lost my best friend to all this.
And that is to this day why Joe Berenz's involvement in the WubHub Productions facilities has completely halted, for those of you who are wondering. And I know for a fact that several of you from that part of the team, of who you are watching this. Not mentioning any names.
Well, I'm going to.
Yeah, if you think that Danny is a great person, if you're in that team and Danny's a part of it, and you still think he's a good person out of all this, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Because if that were me, he would be kicked out immediately. We're talking about, by the way, for those who are, if there's anyone just joining in, we're talking about mop-headed, creative thinking Danny, not Dragon Ball Z
and Blue's Clues.
Yeah. Creative thinking.
Danny 100, he's a freaking awesome dude. Awesome person. He may not talk, we may not know what he looks like, but we can tell you from experience, he's a great freaking human being. We love you, Danny. Dragon Ball.
It's just hard to believe that when we meet some people, we get we get duped and sometimes fooled by them for what they really are.
Yep. Been through that experience numerous times. Even people who are not part of the Cluetuber community. I've had people a part of my channel who I had to cut ties with due to bad actions. Tommy Ellison, who some of you may know as my not to be fired because of sexual stuff behind the scenes. And same goes with Daniel Taylor. And a lot of other people. Yeah, it's horrible.
All I can say is that there are some people that we can trust, but there are also people that we can't trust. How will we know? We can't. We can't know. All we can just do is just I don't know what we can do.
Because of all this, for the last 2 years, every time I meet a new person, a new content creator, I have to make sure that they're going to be someone who I can trust. Like, I have to do full-on background checks now, going through their social media, seeing if they were part of any past incident. And if the incident was bad, then it's going to be a harsh no. Harsh no.
Definitely. There's just one more person that I want to I want to mention. He actually stole something from Spike's Clues, and I'm gonna bring I'm gonna bring I'm gonna bring up his name in just 1 second. Uh, it, I just need to find it. Where is that art gallery?
Yeah, no, this is a whole other can of worms here. Like the bullying and the degradation and the grooming and all that, that's one thing. That's one big can of worms. But the content theft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The content theft, that's a whole other fucking can of worms.
All right.
He may not be able to say it himself, but I can tell you that Blue Gamer has told us behind the scenes a lot of times how he was a victim of content theft. People would steal freaking videos from his YouTube channel. Yeah. But anyways, go ahead, Joe.
All right. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's this guy this guy's name, but I'm gonna show it to you right in this on screen. Uh, uh, and some of you probably may not. Ryan, Dave, I'm not sure if you might be able to see it, but
Hold on, yeah, keep it on screen for a sec. Hold on, let me open my phone and look at the stream.
okay.
Let me go ahead and just
Yeah, just show it to the screen.
All right. The worst thing of it is that I let his work uh be in the Spike Flu's art gallery, and this is him.
Okay, let me see. Oh, it's backwards on your end. But I know it starts with a K.
Okay, let me just see if I can spell it. Kings.
Oh, it's Kingston Garrett.
There we go. Yes.
Kingston Garrett.
I know that dude. Yeah, he is a notorious theft person.
Right. I'm not even. My reign as play along member hasn't even started. Go ahead, because I'm pretty sure that he's had some run-ins with the play along gang.
I believe so. Wait, what's his?
To this day, he's still using the title, so I imagine.
Wait, what's his username again?
It's just, I think it's just his name, Kingston Garrett. Hold on, let me try to find it.
Kingston Garrett Productions Incorporated.
Yeah, send me a link to his channel. If you have a moment.
I recently blocked this guy because he stole something from Spike's Clues, and you know what I've heard from him? You know what I've heard from some people? When people tell him to take down some of his stuff, you know what he said? You know what? You know what the Garrett kid said? Never. He would.
Then that gives you. Then we send a copyright notice, and guess what? You doesn't take it down. YouTube's gonna take it down.
Yeah, I reported him. I reported him. I reported him, and hopefully, I'm hoping that he gets taken down.
Will the video get taken down?
Well, actually, it was more of a post that he posted.
Oh my god, I found his channel. It took me fucking 5 minutes. Yes, he is still using the play along title.
Yeah, send me a link to his channel.
On it. As far as I know, it's the right link. Don't quote me on it. Yes, that is the right link. Okay.
Kingston Garrett Productions Inc. Alright, he has it. Yeah, Larry's Clues. Dance alongs. Yeah, he does. The thing, he says the word dance along instead of like play alongs, but it's definitely similar. But yeah. But yeah. But I know that he definitely has his share in content theft and everything, and yeah.
I'm just gonna say one thing. For all the people that have stolen stuff from Cluetubers like us, you had to be ashamed of yourself, because it's not gonna you're not gonna get any you're not gonna get anywhere with content that we make. And
That's why I keep a lot of the shit that I have on private drives.
well,
That's all. Yes, that's another can of worms.
That is an entire can of worms that we will do in some other video. Well, actually, I do have a video planned for that. Stay tuned.
you heard Dave, everybody. Stay tuned. Oh, Toloni, stop saying sorry. Everyone knows that you're lying. You're not sorry. You're just saying that just so you can get more popular.
Yeah. Toloni, listen. If you're really sorry, you need to show it with action. Words are not going to cut it.
Yeah. No.
That's
don't,
all I'm going to say.
No, don't come on, Jim.
And that's me being kind. That's speaking from facts. You want to be sorry? Show it with action.
Now he just sighed.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
And
typical.
This, folks, is a prime example of why we distance ourselves from this community, because of people like that.
I say just commented on the live stream. It's just popping in to see what was going on. Well,
yeah. a bunch of us are talking about the Cluetuber thing. I made a post about it earlier, and then it just turned into this big thing where now everyone's giving out their sides and everything. A couple of people came out. CJ came out with something. James Kephart came out with something. Tristan Durana came out with something. I know Dave is going to be making a video about it very soon. But other than that post I made, that's all I'm really. But I just came on just to like shed some light on some of the things that I've heard around, because I've been following this community since technically 2021. 2020, yeah, 2020, 2021. I don't remember the specific year, but yeah, it's just a very bad community.
It's a sad state for kids show fandoms as a whole, honestly. I mean, there's not really much hope.
Well,
we could say that about the physical media community. We could say that about the video game community. We could, especially the Roblox community, for God's sake. But we're not going to get into that. You know, we could say that about everything under the goddamn sun. But the fact of the matter is, people have to realize what they're doing, stop, and think about if it's right. Them, or is it going to benefit somebody else who it matters to more than them? And if it's not benefiting that other person, if it's hurting that other person, what's that doing for you? Is it benefiting you? If yes, then, well, frankly, what are you doing here? Go to North Korea. If no, then improve yourself. Work on yourself. Better yourself.
And don't say, and like I just said to friggin' Talani, don't prove it with words. Prove it with
actions. Right.
And like I said also in my post, you want real Blues Clue content creators you want to subscribe to? My Jazzy Mac, Isaiah Smith, Joe, freaking Nick Bear, aka Sonic Fan 50002, along with his Blues Clues channel, Gold Clueverse, Night Mike, Chris 14.0, Drew, Blue Gamer, James Kephart, Gamer Guy,
Noah Beeson.
Orlando,
Noah Beeson.
Noah Beeson, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot to add his name. Well, I didn't add him not because I think he's a bad. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I just don't know him personally. But yeah, Noah Beeson, Matthew Walters, Dragon Ball Z, Danny, Josiah Phi, and Zarya. Those are Bluetooth content creators that you need to subscribe to.
Yeah.
Not the ones that cause freaking drama. No matter how good their editing is, no matter how funny their crap is, you know. Yeah.
Talani, I think you should probably go. Because...
What is he saying? Because I can't see, because I blocked him. I can't see his comments.
I'm looking right now. He's saying, like, they really keep saying I'm on my own. I can't do on my own.
What? Say it again, sorry?
He said, like, they really keep saying I'm on my own. I can't do on my own. That's Taloni.
Who's saying that you're on your own? You did this to yourself.
He's right.
There's no one to blame but yourself.
And that can be said to all the other little nitwits who this relates to.
Absolutely. In fact,
If you didn't do what you did, none of us wouldn't be talking about it. We wouldn't even be mentioning this in this live stream. People need to know that you did some fucked up things. And racism is something I do not accept.
Neither do
Especially
I.
since I'm friends with black people. Grooming is something that I don't accept because, as each and every single one of you know, I have a 5-year-old son.
That's right.
Shout out to Jason Pleasant, who's a black person. If it weren't for a black person, I wouldn't be making all these online friends that I would have today. If it weren't for Jason, we wouldn't have a play-along gang. A black person believed in me. A black person helped me get to where I am today. A black person opened up his community to me. And you don't see me being a racist. I love Jason. In fact, we just celebrated our 10-year friendship anniversary recently.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary, guys. Yeah, so it's thanks to a black person that I'm here today. And once again, you don't see me being a racist. Because I'm never a racist.
I think all people that are racist should be ashamed of themselves. And they should never be heard from. Again. Because if you're gonna mess with people that are our friends, then you're not then you're gonna get something that's gonna be like karma to you.
Yeah, and there will be consequences.
Yeah.
You lose people won't want to collaborate with you. There's a lot of consequences when you become someone like that. Whether you believe it or not, aim on YouTube is the same for anybody. It's the same for big stars like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Mr. Beast, McJuggernuggets, as it is for these people, as it is for me, as it is for you. Fame is fame, people. And you can't let that get to your head. Otherwise, you end up like Taloni. You end up like Thomas. You end up like Rocco. Simple as that. I'm going to use Rocco as an example here. I get that man has almost like 30 drivers, and here I am at like 6.58K. If you know me from day one, guys, you know that I don't care about numbers. I may not be as big as some of these other people, but the fact I'm still creating, the fact I'm still making content is all that really matters. Care about anything but making people happy. That's what a YouTuber is. They do it because they care. They do it for you, and they do it because it makes them happy, and in return, it makes you happy. Let that be a lesson. If something that you post isn't making anybody else happy, you're posting the fucking news. Or you're being racist.
I just want to point out, Alexander Beck, if you're watching this, we're also talking about you as well, because you need to watch what you're doing, and you should be ashamed for what you do. You may make good artwork, but you're a terrible person, and you you do not deserve to be a content creator. If you're gonna be If you're gonna be one of those people that are racist, then you're gonna get karma.
This goes for every other content creator out there. Some of you may be the best freaking content creators out there. Like, some of you may be awesome at videos. Some of you may be mild. Some of you may be terrible. And maybe it's because some of you are just starting out. Fact of the matter is that even if you're a Cluetuber, even if your content's great, even if you grew your fandom into like hundreds of subscribers, hundreds of views, despite all that, you know, maybe if you're a Cluetuber and you've the past that you say you're sorry for, and you still do it, chances are you're not really sorry. Chances are maybe you need to look yourself in the mirror and maybe you need to work on yourself. Or maybe take a break. Go touch grass. Maybe.
I'll tell you what, for some people, it's getting real nice outside.
I was going to say.
That's true.
Get some fresh air. Start worrying about your fan. And get into the real world.
All right. I think maybe we should get going. Because
agreed.
Because there's we gotta get back to what we like to do best. I just want to point out, Ryan, Dave, does all of this affect Spike's Clues? No, it doesn't, because Spike's Clues is not a Cluetuber show. It's a JFC original, and what I do on JFC is what I want to do. It's not a Cluetuber thing. As a matter of fact, it's also a Colloquial 9 production show, and also an Isaiah Smith home entertainment show. And it's also a Gold Light Studios show. Shout out to Nick Bear.
Basically, it's a show for everybody. It's not just for freaking Blue's Clues fans. This is a show for everybody. Exactly. A fan-made show showing our love for Blue's Clues. Not for Cluetubers, not for idiotic children, not for people who cause toxic communities, and especially people who are racist. This is a show for people that are fans of the show, and we do it because we love doing it.
Exactly. That's what tributes are all about. We do Spike's Clues because it's our big thanks to the people of Blue's Clues for shaping our minds and teaching us the ways that we can learn things. And
all and there's actually one more thing I want to say before we wrap up this stream. If anyone out there, because let's be real, there's probably going to be someone who's going to probably post about this, probably going to make a video about this. If any of you try to, go ahead. Say what you want to say. Say anything you want to say about us. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you think any of your criticism is going to affect our feelings, or maybe think about what we said, we don't care. And we have no regrets on what we said. And criticism is allowed. But if you try to attack, we will take action.
We will. thank you guys so much for joining this live stream. I really appreciate you coming on here.
No problem, Joe. I don't really involve myself in a lot of stuff like this, but I feel like this is one of the few times where I do need to involve myself because I was part of this community as well. And there are some things that I've done in the community that are some good moments, but there's a lot in the community I've done that are things that I absolutely regret and I wish I never done for that community. So, but yeah, I appreciate you having me and Dave on to talk about our side of things and whatnot. For having us on. We really appreciate you being here. And thank you everyone else for sticking through it.
Yeah.
And also to anyone in the comments who is, I have a feeling that Victor or Talani is still in the comment section. If any of you in the comments are associating yourselves with Talani and Victor, you might want to double check. You might want to reconsider your association with them. I'm just telling you right now. You might want to reconsider your association with them. Like, I'm not trying to say at all on you should be friends with, who you should associate yourselves with. That's not my problem. That's for you to decide for yourself. But if you love any of us, me, Joe, and Dave, really think about it, chances are you're probably going to know where the right choice is going to lead. But again, if you associate yourselves with them, I have no problem with it. And I wish them both the best. You know, despite everything, Victor and Talani, if you're watching this, I wish you the best. But I don't want to associate with you anymore. And that's me being kind. I'm not. And if you think I'm attacking you, I'm not. I'm saying this out of kindness. I wish you both the best. I hope that both of you end up doing good things in life. And that's it. Again, that's just me being kind. But as far as friendships, no. You ruined it. Anyway.
Well, once again, thank you, Ryan and Dave for hopping on and explaining to everyone your sides of the stories, and for joining me and taking the stand for everyone.
Problem, Joe. Absolutely no problem.
All right, I'll see you guys later on.
All right, see ya. Take care, everybody.
Bye bye. Well, I hope all of you have learned something today. There are some people in the world that we can't trust. There are many different kinds of people that we can trust, but there are also people that we can't trust. I honestly don't know who I can trust sometimes, but I know some really great people that I can always trust. And they're my friends, my family. It's all important. Perhaps you should listen to some of your friends and your family as well. Because if you're not sure about someone, you should talk about that with people that you trust. All right. Now, I'm off. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm not singing this long song because this is not a good time for that. But I hope everyone here has learned something. So, thank you and good night.